one of the best things I see people be able to reach, be able to feel for themselves, especially whenever they've gone through having emotionally distant or neglectful parents. And this is really especially true for people in Mexican households too, right? As there's certain cultural traits or norms that kind of create the perfect conditions for this to be a part of our household, right? So what I'm trying to get at is that whenever they're able to reach some form of compassion for themselves, of feeling joy, happiness for what they've already accomplished, of being okay with making mistakes, of not needing everything to be perfect, right? And I feel that this has arisen, or that this is needed in order for them to start to heal, to have choice in life again, to stop feeling stuck, so that because of that may have been the only way they were ever able to connect with a parent, right? Through doing exactly what they wanted, through having accomplishments that the public or other people would see and notice, and the parents themselves would then recognize and give validation for. Um, Having done something perfectly without any mistakes, whether it was 100 on a test or perfect attendance, those kinds of things, right? That was the only way that they were ever able to get recognition, validation from an emotionally distant parent, right? So this continues on into later adulthood, teenage years, and it just becomes something that is a norm in their life. And any sense of stress, any sense of anxiety, even if it hasn't happened yet, that gives them the inkling of them failing, of not being able to be 100% perfect, right? And whatever they're trying to do is gonna bring about these sensations of being a failure, of being unworthy, and it's gonna continue on as that imposter syndrome if they do accomplish something, right? Or if they do go through with it. And there's just this core confidence that is lacking, that they're never able to connect with. But whenever in my sessions, if they do come to a place where they can have compassion for themselves, right, they may express that through crying a bit, through deeply contemplating how hard they've been on themselves, how absurd it is that they hold themselves to such a high value, but other people in their lives, they allow them to get by with doing the minimum, or to lower lesser values, right? Like they may ignore red flags, they may ignore any disrespect, and to themselves, they hold themselves to very high values. That's what I'm trying to get at. So that compassion can kind of not lower the bar, but allow mistakes to be made, allow themselves to be imperfect, reside in happiness and joy that they are imperfect. And that's what's perfect about humans, right? That's how we learn more about life. That's how we learn more about ourselves. That's how we learn what we need to build ourselves up more in, what knowledge we need to gain. That's just a part of being human. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to be okay with that, instead of needing everything to be perfect. And whenever anything is even pointing and going the wrong way, or being too much that you can't handle and you're gonna fail, resorting back to those feelings, those thoughts, those cycles of thinking that you're not enough, of thinking that you're a failure, of depression, right, of being stuck. And hopefully you can understand that compassion is truly a very powerful thing to have for yourself, right? So if you can find any way to connect with that, whether it's stopping any negative thought by just saying it's okay, I don't have to worry about this, or everybody makes mistakes, any little thought you can break with those simple phrases, that's going to be the step in the right direction you need to be able to connect with compassion for yourself. So I hope that this video at least gives you some clarity on what you can do to start to move forward if you are stuck in feeling this way, right? Of in a sense hating yourself, of not liking who you are, of feeling like you may never accomplish anything in your life. So